Foxborough woke up different. Something shifted behind the scenes. A return is about to reshape the defense. An on-field statement just raised the offense's ceiling, and the next matchup promises to expose every detail of the game plan. There's speed coming to the second level, a secondary captain reigniting confidence, a silent message to the AFC after that unexpected win in Miami, and a tactical chess match against an old foe. Which piece becomes the domino that knocks everything else down? You won't believe what we've got today. So take a seat, drop a like, and let's jump straight into the news. You know when a hallway conversation changes the mood of an entire building? In Foxborough, that's exactly the vibe from the last few days. The front office is sniffing out a specific solution to speed up the second level without tearing down what already works. The signs came in layers, scouts texting at odd hours, coordinators aligning nickel and dime combinations, and the growing sense they can multiply pressure without opening craters in the middle of the field. The cost? Manageable. The fit? Calculated. The urgency? Real. The monitored target is Nakobe Dean, currently with the Philadelphia Eagles. League Buzz says the market for linebackers with lateral range and football IQ has heated up, and the fact that Dean is entering the final year of his rookie deal in a crowded room in Philly creates the perfect window. The Patriots football ops love the profile. Lateral burst, fast processing, and the ability to close windows in zone, traits that become even more valuable in sub-packages when you need to toggle between hook curl and the flat without losing aggression. On the resume, Dean was a 2022 third-round pick, captain of Georgia's historic defense, and a Butkus Award winner in college. In the NFL, he's brought instincts, blitz timing, and short to intermediate coverage that suffocates RB and TE option routes. Injuries have disrupted stretches, sure, but pro scouts remain optimistic. When available, he breaks offensive rhythm and jumps concepts, especially against outside zone toss and inside angle routes. Out tactically, Foxborough's vision is clear. Dean as the priority will in sub-packages, freeing the mic to play more downhill and allowing disguised pressure without sacrificing the space between the hashes. On early downs, his pursuit trims yards after contact and seals the edge, attacking a point the staff has wanted to fix since preseason. The bonus? More multiple fronts, with creepers and sim pressures that muddy reads for veteran quarterbacks. As for the price, talks hover around a conditional day 3 pick, a fifth that can bump to a fourth based on snaps and games. The Eagles value depth and could ask for a sweetener, a late swap or a rotation player, but Dean's contract structure slides under the cap immediately. Executives also cite 3 watchers, an NFC team struggling against tight ends, an AFC contender that lost a starter to injury, and a young roster seeking leadership and range in the middle. Fans are split. Some love the chance to reclaim an aggressive defensive identity. Others fear overpaying for a player with a medical history. The debate is valid and healthy, because if this move happens, it immediately raises the unit's ceiling and changes how you attack third downs. For the Patriots, the edge is the fit in Mike Vrabel's scheme and the prospect of an immediate roll. No deal yet, just roll and price mapped. If New England pushes, the ideal clock is before mid-season, maximizing snaps and playbook assimilation, and that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. There are moments that give even locker room veterans goosebumps, and that's exactly what it felt like when Christian Gonzalez stepped back onto the practice field after 7 weeks out. A defense that had been limping got its quiet anchor back, and the roster's reaction was instant, with Jalen Hawkins dropping a "My Dog's back" that became a rallying cry. In Foxborough, this isn't just a player returning, it's the shutdown corner who resets what the secondary can deliver in confidence, discipline, and the fear imposed on opposing receivers. That stretch without Gonzalez was brutal. Alex Austin and Marcus Jones had to hold the fort alongside Carlton Davis, but inconsistency reopened old wounds. Explosive plays allowed, defensive rankings tanking, and constant pressure on the offense to compensate. Now, with Gonzo back, the scale balance and the impact isn't just technical, it's psychological. Opponents know one side of the field tends to vanish, and that changes pre-snap reads, alters calls, and forces quarterbacks to test less comfortable options. And it wasn't just teammates reacting. Stephon Diggs, who was in the matchup when the injury occurred, went out of his way to praise him, called Gonzalez a star, a captain, and made it clear no one on offense enjoys lining up across from him. Respect from a wideout of that caliber says more than any stat. Practically, his return means less constant isolation for Carlton Davis, more freedom for the safeties to take risks, and a few extra beats for the pass rush to get home. Fans are split between anxious and ecstatic. Some already project Gonzo as the X-factor against the Steelers, imagining the duel with George Pickens or those intermediate routes Aaron Rodgers loves to exploit. Others preach patience, reminding everyone that game rhythm doesn't snap back instantly and that soft tissue injuries carry relapse risk. But let's be honest, seeing Nomo Zero sprinting on the practice field shifts the energy of an entire fan base. It's still early to guarantee he'll be active this Sunday, but the signs are positive. Gonzalez practiced with intent, took part in team drills, and flashed the kind of burst that reassures the staff. For Mike Vrabel, it's almost like adding a mid-season signing without spending draft capital. More depth, more flexibility, more confidence to install aggressive packages. For a defense that needs its respect back, the return of its shutdown corner is more than news. It's fuel for bigger goals. And while we're still buzzing about this, in Miami's heat, something started to change. The Patriots, coming off a bitter stumble against the Raiders at home, faced a ghost that haunted Foxborough for 5 years, beating Tua Tagovailoa on Florida soil. Until now, it had never happened. But in the second game of the Mike Vrabel era, the script flipped, and the name glowing in neon was Drake May. The young quarterback needed an answer. Week 1 left a sour taste, with mistakes that reignited criticism about handing him the franchise keys too quickly. But against Miami in a hostile setting, he delivered the best performance of his career so far. And it wasn't just the numbers, it was the how pocket composure, faster reads, confidence to rip throws, and veteran-level maturity on every snap. The numbers, though, speak for themselves. A 37.3 rating, the second highest of the week, trailing only Jared Goff's statistical madness in Detroit. May completed 82.6% of his passes, matching a mark he'd set against Arizona, but this time under maximum pressure. He went 19 of 23 for 230 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air and 1 on the ground. 0 turnovers. That kind of efficiency settles a locker room and transforms collective belief. The impact goes beyond the scoreboard. Vrabel rolled out a balanced plan, with the run game setting the tempo and the quarterback feeding short and intermediate routes with precision. Antonio Gibson showed up. Milton Williams justified the investment. Harold Landry III and Marte Mapu made key plays. But everything orbited around May. On a team still carving out its offensive identity, Noaden made it clear he can be the axis. And the fans noticed. Social media lit up with comparisons, some already crowning him the post-Brady answer, others preaching patience. Even the skeptics admit beating the Dolphins in Miami, with May leading clean drives, carries symbolic weight. It's a page-turner. It shows that a rebuild can accelerate when the quarterback finds the rhythm. What comes next is even tougher. The schedule doesn't forgive, and the Pittsburgh test is a measuring stick for consistency. But the win in Florida gave the roster more than a result. It gave them proof of concept, that Vrabel is stabilizing the offensive line, that the defense can complement the attack, and that the kid is ready to shoulder a weight many couldn't. And that wasn't even the wildest part, because the next chapter brings a duel mixing rivalry, and tactical chess against one of the most dangerous quarterbacks ever. Week 3 sets up the kind of matchup that shakes more than the immediate result. It shifts the season's narrative. Across the line, Aaron Rodgers, a face the Patriots know well from Jets days and long battles versus elite defenses, now wearing black and gold in Pittsburgh. And if anyone knows how to prep for him, it's Mike Vrabel, who's lived this duel in multiple chapters of his career. The alarm is on because Rodgers is still a master at extending plays. Vrabel didn't mince words. The ball can travel 60 yards out of nowhere at any moment, and his ability to find relief, throws in broken plays, keeps defenses awake at night. Here's the tension point. A defense that just got Christian Gonzalez back has to balance aggression with discipline so it doesn't get punished by number 12's improv. But it's not just about the quarterback. On the other sideline is Arthur Smith. Titans fans remember he was Vrabel's offensive coordinator before taking the Falcons job. Now he's paired with Rodgers in Pittsburgh. Translation, they know each other inside out. Vrabel knows Smith's tastes and tendencies. Smith knows the disguises, blitzes, and details of a Vrabel-led team. It's literal chess, with each coach owning a copy of the other's manual. For fans, that adds drama. Can New England dictate tempo, or will Rodgers and Smith target exactly what they know from the inside? The margin for error is razor thin. Slightly off reads, a misaligned pre-snap look, or a missed tackle could flip the game. Vrabel stressed it. This will be decided by details, disciplined execution, and staying poised when the moment spikes. The debates are already heating up. Some believe the Patriots arrive rolling after Miami, their mojo boosted by Gonzo's return, ready to neutralize Pickens and test Rodgers' patience. Others point to the veteran's experience and the growing chemistry with Smith as potential swing factors. In the middle of that noise, the team needs to prove the Florida win wasn't a one-off, but the start of a pattern. When it's all said and done, the showdown in Pittsburgh is more than the game of the week. It's a consistency test for May, a lab for the secondary, and a stage for Vrabel to show whether his plan can withstand one of the league's most unpredictable minds. And the question that won't go away is simple. Is New England ready to turn hope into confirmation? If it felt like a switch flipped in Foxborough today, that wasn't by chance. A clear target to turbocharge the second level, the return of our shutdown corner, the affirmation of a quarterback who walked into Miami's heat and delivered, and a cerebral duel with Rodgers. Everything points to a different Patriots, confident and dangerous. The season is taking real shape. Now I want to hear you what weighs more right now. The front seven boost, Gonzo's return, May's evolution, or Vrabel's plan. Drop a comment, subscribe, share, and let's ride together.